Hi everyone. So today's lecture is on furniture design. We'll start with the introduction. What is furniture design? So any design field is always related to art, and art combined with science becomes a complete package in which we can create and construct a new product. So furniture design itself is an art or a science in which we do step by step conceptualizing. Then after conceptualizing our product or our furniture, we create drawings on it, and then at last we construct it. So basically now furniture design becomes, if we have to make a definition of it, furniture design is an art and a science of conceptualizing, creating, and constructing furniture which is both functional and aesthetically beautiful or aesthetically appealing. Okay, so next thing is the major points that we need to keep in mind while designing our furniture. The first is utility. By utility, we mean uh, any furniture that we are making, it must solve its purpose. If I'm making a chair, it should solve the purpose of sitting. If I'm making a bed, it should solve the purpose of sleeping or maybe relaxing. If it is not technically correct, if it is not correct in design, or maybe it's not according to human proportions, then my product will not be functional. That means anything that I'm designing should solve its purpose. If bed is for sleeping, for relaxing, it should solve its purpose. If chair is for sitting, dining chair is for sitting and eating, then this should be designed in such a way that it is properly used and it combines utility with style, right? So next point is ergonomics. Ergonomics is something related to anthropometry in which we study the human proportions and everything is designed to human scale. I mean to human proportions. For example, let's again take this chair. If I'm designing a chair, suppose this area in on which this platform on which I'm supposed to sit, it is not of adequate dimension. If it is like this, then a human being will not be able to sit here properly, right? So by anthro we mean we should know about proper dimensions of a human being, and a furniture should always be designed in proportion to human scale. And the last key concept that we need to keep in mind is culture of a place. Now, it can be culture, or maybe you can say context, or nowadays it's all related to theme and concept of a home or of a place. Culture is important because initially in earlier ages when we used to construct furnitures, they used to be according to a particular tradition or particular era. For example, if we talk about Roman or Greek furnitures, they were constructed in a way their in which their culture was represented in the furniture, in the architecture, right? And nowadays we are more into modernized or contemporary concepts or bohemian concepts, or maybe sometimes some bold concepts. So we should always keep in mind the requirement of a client. If he is into culture or tradition, then the furniture will be designed for him in that way. And even it's not about the client, it's also about the project. If your project, like if you're designing a school, it will have a different context. If you are designing a restaurant, it will have a different context. So client and project, both of them are important. whenever we are discussing, whenever we have to take in consideration the culture, theme, or concept of a place. Fine. So next point that we'll discuss is elements of furniture design. Now, these are the elements which you have to keep in mind while designing any kind of furniture. And for balancing the core elements, we have segregated these 4 points. And with the balance of these 4 points, we can have a good output of our furniture design. So the very first thing is creativity. Creativity is basically your original idea or maybe an inspiration. So your idea should bring a kind of uniqueness or maybe an interest in your furniture. So uniqueness is something X, maybe X factor, something different, which makes your furniture unique. That will make it creative. And it should have a visual interest also, because anything which is visually interesting seems creative. Maybe we can say it might not be that functional. If a building is visually nice, it might not be functional, but it will look creative because it's unique, it's different. So I would always suggest that you should combine your visual aspect with functionality. So a visual aesthetic or a visual look plus functionality will give a perfect furniture as an output, right? So you can play with colors, you can play with proportions, and then you can play with spaces, for coming up with a creative idea. Next point is your technical skill. Now, the first point of creativity, this is the level which you call as conceptualization. At conceptual level, the creativity will come. Then when you are going to, before executing, when we are going to prepare the drawings, we are going to prepare the freehand sketches, or maybe we have to prepare the models and the prototypes of our furniture. This is that level. Now if you are coming up with certain concept, then it should be something that is feasible to build. So for that we need technical skills. You need technical skills, and technical skills will include your technical drawings, which are also called as working drawings. So for a furniture, you will make plan, you will make a proper elevation, proper sections, and then 3Ds, everything that will help you visualize your concept. And with proper dimensions and proper details, you know that if you have good technical backbone behind your concept, then your product will be feasible and it will reach to the final level. Then the next element is material. Suppose you have a certain concept, you have come up with the drawings. Now you should know how your concept will be backed up by the material. It can be wood, it can be metal, it can be plastic. So maybe let's say you have some curvilinear shape for your furniture, some curve like this. So if you are working with certain metal which cannot be turned into a curve, then your whole analysis or your whole technical drawing will go wrong. So when you have decided your design, when you have decided your drawings, you should know how which material will be suitable for your conceptual furniture, because material selection, it impacts the quality and life of your furniture. Even the material will also affect the weight, the style, and even the cost of your furniture. So material on many aspects is important. And the last thing is manufacturing process. Like when we are designing buildings, we should know what must be the construction technique of building a building. Same goes for your furniture. You should know the manufacturing process. What should be the joinery detail of your furniture, whether it will be cut with in CNC cuttings, or maybe you have to weld it, or if it is wood, then you must know about the carpentry techniques, whether you want your furniture to be handmade or machine made. Everything has to be analyzed beforehand. So these are the four elements, from creativity to technical skills, then material selection, and at last manufacturing process of your product. Next thing is important. We should have discussed it earlier, but then it's okay. You should know the importance of furniture design. Now, you can say, why to design furniture? You can always buy furniture from market which are prefabricated, which are already made, which already has a design. But in today's world, your furniture shapes your space. Your furniture shapes your space, and even your furniture speaks for yourself. The time we enter someone's house, we know that this design represents that function, right? So furniture speaks to you. A good design can, have a very good appeal inside your space, whether it is a house or restaurant. Any space will get um, lit up. Any space can give you a very good experience if it is properly designed with certain concept behind it. So what are the basic important factors of learning furniture design? The first thing is functionality. Your furniture should fulfill specific purpose. If it's for sitting, it should fulfill that purpose. If it is for sleeping, the bed should uh, fulfill that purpose. Now, okay, so bed is meant for sleeping, but you might have seen certain beds which are in circular shape and they are like this. So do you think this shape is actually good for human? If someone is sleeping at night, one leg will go that side, your arm will go that side. So it is solving its purpose, but it's not functional, no? It's not good for comfort of a human being. So functionality is important in terms of making any type of multifunctional or singular furniture. Then is aesthetics. Now the overall aesthetics, it should complement your theme. If you are making a certain space for a certain architectural style or theme, then it should complement it. Even the aesthetics, it creates an emotional connection to your space, no? It creates a kind of ambience. So aesthetics means the beauty or what we see through our eyes. So it should coordinate with your theme or your architectural style, which can connect your users to your space. Then third is comfort. In furniture, obviously comfort is the most the the most important priority. For example, you want to buy a chair for your computer table. You do a lot of research, no? You do a lot of research. What type of chair should I buy? It should bend, it should be of proper height, it should be adjustable. You look for lots of things before buying a simple computer chair. Why? Because you are looking for proper comfort. Matlab, you can spend money, but it should give you proper comfort. It should give you back support. It should give your arms proper rest. It should have proper seat depth. It should be adjustable to your height. If you have two different people with different heights at your home. Everyone should be able to use it. So you look for lot many things. It should, like your chair should not give you fatigue. It should be usable by everybody. So yes, comfort is important. Every person looks for comfort in the furniture, whether it's a chair or a table or a bed. So looking at this point is also important, and studying the human ergonomics principle is the first part of making a furniture comfortable. Once you know the standards of human being, then you can properly design a furniture in that way. And last is sustainability. In 21st century, this is the most important. This is one of the important factors that every field has to use. So try to use renewable, recycled materials, or maybe close to nature like wood, which is sustainable, which is biodegradable. So using these materials, using waste materials and materials which do not give you carbon footprints, try to use those materials so as to spread sustainability throughout. Fine.